Saul actually continued to seek David's life throughout the rest of the book. Saul knew what he said to David was true, and look how far he had fallen. He knew this was wrong. He knew David was to be the king, and Saul kept after him. Now, as we consider the chapter as a whole, the facts of the situation are pretty straightforward, pretty simple to understand, right? We've heard this story probably before. We can clearly grasp what David did here. He did the right thing. He didn't. You can see it pretty clearly, but we need to ask a couple questions of it. And really ask a couple questions of ourselves in light of it. So I just want you to, I started with this a little bit. I want you to play this out in your head. I think, put yourself in this situation. So there's a man who is committing all of his resources toward taking your life. It puts you on the run. It upends everything in your life. You can't live in any normalcy. He's after you. But then all of a sudden, that man ends up right in front of you. He doesn't know you're there. He's right in front of you, and everyone around you is telling you that God put him there so that you can end this battle once and for all. What would you do? You ever seen that TV show that talks about this, puts you in a situation? Like, what would you do in this situation? What would you do here? Would you take vengeance on Saul? Would you take Saul's life? He's been throwing spears at you, sending troops at you, trying to kill you over and over and over. He's right there in front of you. You have the opportunity to kill him, would you? Now, I'm fully aware this is an extreme case. It's really hard to put ourselves in a situation like that. I hope none of us are ever in a situation like that before. But the reality is, every day, you and I face similar temptations to take vengeance. In a million other ways, we are tempted similarly. That's where this gets to the heart for us. See, here's the fundamental question. The fundamental question of all this: will I trust God to fight my battles? Or will I try to take matters into my own hands? Will I trust God to fight the battle, or will I take matters in my own hands? Do I think I have a right to revenge? Now, next week we'll see David had some room to grow in this, but he passed the test here, didn't he? He's presented with an unexpected opportunity in the cave, and it reveals that his heart was right. He really was a man after God's own heart. He didn't want to do anything that would hinder God's work through him. And we've said it the entire series, we've said it today, it all comes back to a person's trust in the Lord. Do we trust God in this or not? This is how David said it to Saul in verse 12. Remember this? May the Lord judge between me and you. May the Lord avenge me against you, but my hand shall not be against you. And then in verse 15, may the Lord be judge and give sentence between me and you, and see to it and plead my cause and deliver me from your hand. You see that, right? David trusted the Lord to resolve the situation. He could have taken matters into his own hands. He could have done it right there. But think about the potential consequences if he would have done that. There probably would have been some who would have aligned around Jonathan as the next king. Jonathan was Saul's son, next in line. Many people would have said, well, David did that? No, Jonathan's the one. People would not have trusted David as much because of what he did to Saul. Like if you're going to take his life, you might take my life too. I don't know. He would have been disobeying the Lord's command, and that would have led to God's discipline in his life, which would have been painful. So you can see all of these. In spite of this apparent victory he would have won over Saul, there would have been a great deal of pain. Maybe some of you have been there, right? I've been there. Have you ever taken vengeance on someone who hurt you? And in the moment, it felt really good. Like, man, I got him. But then the pain came. The consequences came. It didn't really turn out the way you thought it would. Consequences came in your life you never could have predicted, all because of vengeance. Listen, that's why Romans 12 is so instructive for us today. Because if we are Christians, if you are a Christian, we ought to be different in this. Not only for other people's sake, that we don't hurt other people, but also for our own souls. We've got to be different in this.